Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'll be reviewing the new Victoria's Secret Pink Bubbly Holiday Collection. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. Victoria's Secret has released their second holiday collection, and this time it's on the pink side. The collection was in store, but it isn't showing online yet, so I'm not sure what the official name is, but I'm going to call it the Bubbly Collection. This is another line of holiday flankers to the core scents in the Pink Body Care line, which I did just review, and I'll link that video in the description box if you want to check that out. I've also already reviewed the first Victoria's Secret holiday collection, which is called Après Snow, and I'll link that one as well. And if you want to see mini reviews and know what's coming up for review on my channel, please join me over on Instagram at Claire in Bloom. There are 4 new scents in the Bubbly collection, and I picked up all of the fragrance mists. I have high hopes for some of these, as the notes sound appealing. I think that the packaging is cute with the confetti design, and it does feel a little New Year's-esque. I didn't pick up any of the lotions yet because I wanted to try the fragrance mist first. The collection includes Fresh and Clean Bubbly, described as chic, light, and out all night. Cool and Bright Bubbly, described as juicy and jazzy, the life of the party. Light and Happy Bubbly, described as oozing with energy and full of fun. And Warm and Cozy Bubbly, described as vanilla wrapped in cozy 5-ply knit. And now let's get on to the reviews. And the first scent in the collection is Fresh and Clean Bubbly, which comes in the bright pink bottle. And this has notes of glistening apple, iced jasmine petals, and sugared woods. And this opens with apple and what feels like citrus. And the scent also has a bit of a sparkling quality, but it doesn't last very long. The fruit is bright and a bit tart, but also has some sweetness. And the jasmine brings in a soft floral that has a hint of a powdery quality. As it dries, the woodiness adds a bit of warmth, as well as some sharpness, and the scent also continues to sweeten. To me, this is a fruity white floral with sweet apple and a woody base. The sweetness has a vanilla quality that almost feels sugary, sort of like candy, but I don't find that the sweetness takes over the scent. And when it's fully dried, I feel like it has a really nice, sweet, powdery feel. I don't really like the regular Fresh and Clean scent, but I do like this one. I wish it was a bit less woody at first, but I still like it overall, and when fully dried down, it is quite pretty. And for comparisons, first I have Apple Dream from VS Pink, with notes of Golden Delicious Apple, Gloss Candy Coating, and Autumn Amber. And this is a sweet candy apple scent that's more syrupy than sugary, and it also has a sort of tartness to it. The sweet candy smells sort of like a Jolly Rancher, and the scent also has a warm, almost spicy quality from the amber. These share the sweet apple and sugary quality, but Apple Dream is sweeter and more candy-like, while Fresh and Clean Bubbly is more floral. I would recommend Apple Dream if you're looking for a candied apple scent. Then I have Bath & Body Works Champagne Apple and Honey, which has notes of crisp apple, sparkling champagne, jasmine honey, and autumn woods. And this is the 2022 version, and it smells like fresh apple cider with a bit of a sparkling quality. It has a light floral note and a hint of honeyed sweetness, and I think it's an easy-to-wear fruity scent. This was released again this year in new packaging, and I did review that version as well. These both have apple, jasmine, woods, and what I feel is a sparkling quality, but Champagne Apple and Honey has stronger apple and a more prominent bubbly note. Fresh and Clean Bubbly feels more floral and woody, and is less fruity. The next scent in the collection is Cool and Bright Bubbly, and this comes in the blue bottle. And this has notes of juicy pear, pink pomegranate, and frosted berries. And this opens with the fresh, juicy pear, that's quickly followed by the pomegranate, which is sweet and a bit earthy. The berries add additional sweetness, and they feel like a mix of dark fruits like raspberry and blackberry. The scent also has a slightly sugary quality, but is overall more fruity sweet. To me, this is just a really fruity scent, with a mix of pear, pomegranate, and berries. It's sweet and feels a bit dark, and when it's dried down, the berries are most prominent, and after a while, I get a sort of powdery feel from it. I do like this one, but I wouldn't say it's anything special, as it's just a sweet berry scent. And for comps, first I have Victoria's Secret Velvet Petals Decadent, which has notes of rich pomegranate and Arctic berries. And I don't have a lot of scents with pomegranate in my collection, so I pulled what I had. This definitely has more notes than listed, because it is very floral, similar to the original Velvet Petals, and it has a bit of earthiness and possibly some woodiness as well. The fruits are dark and not very sweet, but they're not tart either. These both have pomegranate and berries, but Velvet Petals Decadent is more floral and has stronger pomegranate, whereas Cool and Bright Bubbly has stronger berry and is a straightforward fruity scent. Then I have Victoria's Secret Pom Laange from last year's Berry Haute collection, and this has notes of sweet pomegranate, blood orange, and luscious cranberry. And this is a strong, sharp, fruity scent with an alcoholic feel. The orange gives it some brightness, and it also has a subtle sweetness, as well as what I think is a floral note. These are both fruity scents with pomegranate, and I do think they have a similar quality. But Pom Laange is a bit darker and sharper, while Cool and Bright Bubbly is a little sweeter and has more of a berry feel. The next scent in the collection is Light and Happy Bubbly and comes in the creamy yellow bottle. And this has notes of frozen coconut, sparkling red berries, and crystal amber. And this opens with tart berries and a sparkling quality. And it feels almost like champagne, but it's more fruity than alcoholic. I get a bit of the coconut, but it's pretty soft, and it's more fresh than creamy, but it does have a little sweetness. And I feel like the amber gives it warmth, and it's not quite powdery, but it sort of feels like there's a dusting of sweetness. To me, this is a fruity berry scent topped with coconut that has both a sparkling and ambery quality. The coconut becomes more prominent as it dries, but this isn't a super sweet, creamy coconut. It's more like fresh, raw coconut. The scent has sweetness, but not as much as many other coconut scents from VS Pink. And for comps, first I have VS Pink Coconut Ice, which has notes of frosted coconut and sweet cream. And this is a really strong, creamy coconut scent. And the sweet cream gives it an added rich and creamy quality. It basically smells like coconut cream with just a hint of spice to it that feels like raw vanilla bean. These share the coconut note, but Coconut Ice is much sweeter, creamier, and coconut heavy, while Light and Happy Bubbly is more of a fruity mix with the berry, and it has lighter, fresher coconut. Next is VS Pink Warm and Cozy Chilled, and this has notes of coconut sorbet times winter vacay, and those notes are kind of unhelpful, but to me, this is a sweet coconut scent that has a vanillic quality to it, almost like vanilla frosting. The coconut has some creaminess, and there's also something sharp that almost feels like a touch of mint. I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't really like that part. These both have sweet coconut, but Warm and Cozy Chilled is sweeter and much more vanilla heavy, while Light and Happy Bubbly has the fresh coconut and berry, and feels warm, where Warm and Cozy Chilled feels cool. And then I have Bath & Body Works Whipped Coconut Milkshake, with notes of vanilla ice cream, toasted coconut, and sugared amber. And this is a subtly sweet, fresh coconut scent that has an airiness to it, as well as a bit of creaminess. It also has a soft warmth from the amber, and a bit of a toasted, sugary quality. These both have fresh coconut and amber, but Whipped Coconut Milkshake is more gourmand and has the added sweet vanilla, while Light and Happy Bubbly is more fruity with the berry note. And the last scent in the collection is Warm and Cozy Bubbly, which comes in the peachy pink bottle. And this has notes of fizzy raspberry, creamy vanilla, and cotton candy. And this opens with a bright raspberry that has some tartness, and it really does have a fizzy quality to it. The scent starts to sweeten as the vanilla comes in, and it feels warm and creamy. At times, I feel like I get a hint of a sweet floral note, but it's not very strong. Then I kept waiting for the cotton candy note, but I felt like I was getting more of a sugary licorice, which I didn't really love. But then it started to change and become more vanillic and candy-like. To me, this is quite fruity, and after the fizziness softens a bit, it feels like raspberry candy with a creamy vanilla sweetness. I like the dry down a lot, but I think I was expecting something different from the cotton candy note. It is quite sweet, but it doesn't feel exactly like sugary cotton candy to me. It feels more vanillic and fruity with a lighter sugary quality, and the sugar feels more like powdered sugar to me. And for comps, first I have VS Pink Warm and Cozy Sugared, which has notes of sugar plum, cozy vanilla, and frosted mistletoe. And this is my favorite flanker of Warm and Cozy. and it's a sugary, fruity scent with warm vanilla. It does have a bit of earthy greenness, which I guess represents the mistletoe, but I don't find that to be very prominent, and mostly get sweet, sugary vanilla with a bit of something syrupy like plum. These are both sugary and vanillic, but Warm & Cozy Sugared isn't as bright or quite as fruity as Warm & Cozy Bubbly, and it also doesn't have the sparkling quality. Next is VS Pink Sugar Sky, with notes of cotton candy skies, whipped vanilla, and sweet musk. And this is sugary vanilla spun sugar with a bit of a clean, airy quality. The syrupy vanilla also has a bit of creaminess, as if it was the flavoring for the cotton candy. And the musk is giving the scent an airiness, as well as a hint of powder that almost veers towards marshmallow, but not quite. These share the vanilla and cotton candy, but Sugar Sky is sweeter and more vanillic, while Warm & Cozy Bubbly is more fruity and sparkling. If you want a cotton candy scent, between these two, I would recommend Sugar Sky. Then I have Victoria's Secret Sugar Blur, which has notes of vanilla sugar, bright amber, and sheer raspberry. And this is a sweet, sugary vanilla that feels light and fluffy like cotton candy. It has a soft, syrupy raspberry and a sweet, powdery amber. And to me, it's basically a bright raspberry scent with a lot of sugary sweetness. These share the raspberry, vanilla, and cotton candy feel, but Sugar Blur is more sugary and vanillic, while Warm & Cozy Bubbly feels fizzy and bright. The raspberry also feels darker and more syrupy in Sugar Blur. Next is Bath & Body Works Cotton Candy Clouds, with notes of spun sugar, pink berries, and whipped vanilla. And this is a very sweet vanilla scent with candied berries. It has a sugary quality, so it does resemble cotton candy, but the heavy vanilla makes it feel more like cotton candy that's melting and becoming a bit more caramelized. And I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next comp and compare this one alongside it. And lastly, I have Bath & Body Works Whipped Berry Meringue, which has notes of fresh berries, whipped sugar, and fluffy vanilla. And this is almost the same as Cotton Candy Clouds, only it has a bit more berries in it and the vanilla feels lighter, but it's still a very sweet berry cotton candy scent. Both Cotton Candy Clouds and Whipped Berry Meringue share similar notes as Warm & Cozy Bubbly, but the berries feel different, and they're not that similar overall. I would say that Whipped Berry Meringue feels a tad bit closer, as it has a slightly stronger berry note, but the Bath & Body Works scents are sweeter and more like cotton candy, while Warm & Cozy Bubbly is more fizzy raspberry candy with creamy vanilla. Overall, there are some nice scents in this collection, but I have to admit that I'm a little bit disappointed. I was super excited to try these scents, and while I don't dislike any of them, nothing really blew me away. If I had to rank these, my least favorite would be Light and Happy Bubbly. It's okay, but I think I was expecting sweet, creamy coconut, and instead I got fresh coconut and berry. It does get a bit sweeter as it dries though. Next would be Cool and Bright Bubbly. It's a nice sweet berry scent, and I like that they mix things up with the pomegranate, but it still doesn't feel like anything really unique. Then I would say the other two rank about the same for me. Fresh and Clean Bubbly surprised me, as it was a bit too floral and woodsy at first, but once it dried down, it was really pretty and it had a nice vanilla sweetness. And Warm & Cozy Bubbly is a nice fizzy raspberry candy scent with sweet creamy vanilla. I go back and forth though, as sometimes I think I would rank Fresh and Clean Bubbly first, but then I think I might like Warm & Cozy Bubbly more. And since Warm & Cozy is one of my favorite pink scents, I tend to be drawn more to its flankers. Either way though, I do plan to pick up the matching lotion for both of those. I also wanted to mention that all of these scents felt a bit light to me, so you may need to spray more heavily or layer with a lotion for a stronger scent. Light and Happy Bubbly seem to be the strongest, followed by Fresh and Clean Bubbly. So that's it for my review of the Bubbly Holiday Collection from VS Pink. Let me know what you think of these scents and if you're going to give any of them a try. Thank you for watching, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.